Customer states, my truck keeps on blowing fuses like crazy. Every time it happens, my RPM gauge and speedometer stop working. Help!
Come over here. Let me show you what I found wrong with this truck. This is the fuse that kept blowing. Accessory switch, 20 amp fuse. For testing purposes and to see if my problem is active right now, I'm gonna install a circuit breaker in place of the fuse and see if it trips when the key is turned on. Oh yeah, there we can see. Automatically, circuit breaker trip. So the problem is live. Game time. I could not find a good wiring diagram for this truck, so I went old school. I bolted the fuse block, trace back that accessory switched wire to see what all is included in that circuit. There we can see it branches off into 3 wires. One of the wires goes up to the cluster. The other 2 are on these firewall connectors, one here and the other one down here. To see whether the problem is inside the cab or outside, I'm gonna unplug these 2 connectors one at a time while checking to see if the circuit breaker trips. With the key on, there we can see with the top connector unplugged, circuit breaker still trips, so that's not the problem. What about the bottom one? Reset the circuit breaker, there we can see key on, problem's not active anymore. The RPM gauge, it's working too. So the problem is within the bottom connector. Either the wire is shorted to ground or one of the components on that wire is shorted. After tracing back the harness, I found that the reverse switch shares that circuit, but after unplugging it and sending a quick 12-volt pulse, it was almost tripping the power probe circuit breaker. So that wasn't the problem, but let me show you what was the problem. It was the air dryer heater, and that was our issue. Shorted internally. After unplugging it, it was no longer tripping my power probe. Now I've got the firewall connector plugged back in. There we can see we got a good 12 volts. Circuit breaker's no longer tripping. RPM gauge is working. So the fix on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the air dryer assembly. I'm not ready to do some machine. Like and follow me for more tips.